to another Basecamp Denver. I'm Lizelle Van Buren. I have the, the delight and I love having you in the hot seat because we're going to talk for a while. Please welcome Emily Schromm to Basecamp Denver.
Hi, everybody. Yay. I'm Emily Schromm. I love women who start up, and I love Lizelle, and I love all of you because you're here. I am from Missouri. I moved to Colorado because I wanted to learn how to snowboard. I had no idea that I would be where I am right now as far as where my businesses go and where they are as a somewhat serial entrepreneur. And it took me a while to kind of claim all the hats that I love to wear. I started off as a personal trainer, just at 24 Hour Fitness, Globo Gym, and then turned it into an online training program, and then turned it into a backpack company. Then I launched a tea company, and then I launched a body awareness project, and then I just filed my 5th LLC, and I'm opening a gym here in Denver. My goal was to do 24 Hour Fitness for at least a year as a trainer. And the first month in, my boss was like, you need to quit and do your own thing. And I was like,
you don't belong here.
You don't belong, but I needed the experience. So the best thing that I took away is, okay, I'm training these people, I see their meal plan, but their weight is not moving. And I just had this epiphany, like, I don't know shit. Like, I know how to train people and I know how to nutrition people, but there's so much more about the body than we even know. And there's something that's blocking them, whether it's adrenal stress or gut health. And my own personal adrenal and gut health issues, I had chronic gut issues and I had a lot of concussions growing up. So it all tied in where I was like, there's something more to this. So when I finally did quit, it was about 11 months in, I just knew there had to be more. And so I started digging into nutrition and figuring out this elimination diet, and then I ended up having to go to Thailand for another real world little hoorah.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. She said yes again.
I said yes again because, let's go to Thailand. And I was gone for 6 weeks. So I worked my ass off to build this clientele, and then I just disappeared for 6 weeks with no phone, no cell phone, no way to communicate with these clients. And I just couldn't do that because I would have come back to no clients. So I created this $400 website with my friend Tyler that was what turned into the 21-day MFit challenge. And it was just this amazing way where people could check in, they could get a little tidbit from me even though I wasn't there. And it was just for my clients, and it turned into what is my first company with the 21-day, what was Super Hair Challenge, but turned into the MFit challenge.
Yeah, and I mean, in between this most recent second Impact launch, you have launched a minimum of 2 other things. The Body Positive Project.
Body Awareness Project.
Excuse me, the Body Awareness Project, sorry about that.
It's okay, I like that too.
And your Elements Tea. So tell us about those 2 things.
Yeah, so when I had somebody, I knew I needed help. At this point, it was about 2.5 years ago, I was like, I can't keep doing this on my own. I need somebody to help me with emails, I need somebody to help me with support, and just to help figure out all the stuff that I have going on.
You gotta grow.
I gotta grow.
Yep.
So somebody followed me around to see, just a good friend, to see where my holes were, which I highly suggest for anybody that's wanting to bring someone on, or maybe assistant work, just to see how you are in certain situations. At the end of the day, she looked at me, she's like, do you know where you were the most happy? I was like, oh,
in the gym?
In my emails? I don't know. Yeah, like in the gym. She's like, no, when you were doing nutritional therapy, when you were working one-on-one with people. And I love doing that, but it's not scalable, and it's definitely not sustainable for my schedule. And so that was a big light bulb for me, where I love doing this. I love helping people heal from the inside out. I love helping people educate themselves on what gut health really is, on what adrenal health is, and what it is like to have a healthy body. And that was my passion. And I didn't know, impacts are amazing because I'm getting people strong. My 21-day challenges, I could dabble in it a little bit and give people the tools, but I just never felt like it was as personal as I wanted it to be. And so when I was doing nutritional therapy, I kept hitting the same issues with a lot of the supplements that I think a lot of people need with gut health, and with maybe too much caffeine throughout the day, and energy levels, and anxiety was a big one that kept coming up. And so I just started dabbling in herbalism to see if there was ways that instead of someone swallowing a pill that they didn't know what it was, or really what it was doing, or if it was doing anything, what is it in that supplement that somebody could maybe connect with and sit down. And ultimately, most health issues, chronic or not, come from stress, and then in turn affect our gut. And so how can I have somebody just slow down for 5 seconds and just appreciate who they are, and also what earth is here for
elements.
us, for the elements. So earth, air, water, fire. I just created blends that I had personally used. They were Christmas presents. I mean, my grandma has stomach issues, so I made the tummy tonic. And this is way before I knew I wanted to make it a company. I loved it. Yeah, and then I had a herbal coffee because I had some adrenal burnout and I needed to stop caffeine, and I cried every day. I mean, I love caffeine a lot, and so I needed to create something to fill that gap. So these were just things I had dabbled with, and then it really was the universe just kicking my butt and saying, you're gonna do it, because I got approached by a subscription box that said, we want you to do 5,000 subscription boxes, put whatever you want in it. I was like, oh my God,
shit. I
have 4 months to make a tea company.
There is a huge, huge, huge abundance of women entrepreneurs going it alone for, I think, far too long. What did you learn from finally kind of opening up a little bit and saying, you know what, I'm gonna have some marketing help, I'm gonna have some event help, I'm gonna have some design help? Like, has that really propelled things? I mean, now you have to manage more, which sucks. I hate managing stuff, but you have to learn because you gotta lead people so that they are successful.
Yeah, so it's just one of those things where, you know, there's a point, it varies for every entrepreneur where you have to do everything. You have to, I mean, there's just no money. You have to do it. And so I think there's a point where before you are ready, 2 steps before you are ready, if you can outsource, you will grow exponentially. And so figuring out what it was that I was limiting myself, what I hated to do, but I would do anyway, because that was the only option. And what I found is that with probably any entrepreneur or anybody in today's society with social media, most of it is connecting with people. And you don't realize, as much as you're connecting with your customer, they're still taking, and not in a bad way, but in a way where you have to give, and you can never turn off. So the first step I did was to give my support email to Kat, and that was a life changer.
Just kind of like opening up that energy, time, space for you not to have to deal with that and somebody taking ownership. That's your job, that's your responsibility. Manage it, let me know when the wheels are coming off the wagon. Other than that, handle it, girl.
And then you have so much more time to create your next product or your next tea line, or to fine tune the things that you need to.
I think a lot of people want to get to that point where they have that person that they trust, that they hand over one of those pieces of their business so that they can more freely create, you know, do the things that they love to do. What do you think was the big thing for you?
I mean, at least for me, I'm a total control freak. And accepting, like, I just don't like giving up control. I mean, yes, it's my baby, and yes, I created it, but I just don't want to give up control. And that was what I had to do. I mean, and so then it was, maybe if there wasn't even another revenue stream coming, if you trial and error 10 hours a week with somebody, 5 hours a week with somebody, when we're in that stress state, there is a beautiful thing that when your back is against the wall and you need to fund $20,000 of backpacks, you don't know where that's coming from. There is something that can spark in you, and it's just survival mode. Like, oh, here we go. We're gonna create this program, and this is gonna fund this, and let's see what happens. But you have no idea what can open up if you're not in survival mode, if you're not in that stress state of I have to create in order to survive. What if you're not in that place? What ideas could come to you? What projects could come to you? The tea company never would have even entered my realm of thinking, because I would have been so much like, no, that's not even possible, because and I just never would have allowed that to happen, because I would have been in stress state. It wouldn't make me enough money to get to my next spot. So I think just letting go of the control, and then also realizing that your best ideas come when you're not in survival mode.
Thank you for attending another Basecamp. It was an extraordinary small piece of your time, and I hope it was of great value. We take this, we keep talking about this kind of stuff on Connect. If you're inclined, make sure you go and donate to the foundation. Stay attuned via our newsletter for these kinds of things and programs and events that are coming down the pipe. If you forget everything, remember womentoserve.com. Thank you for being here. Be awesome. Keep climbing. Thanks.